Hi guys, this is OneUX1 and I'm Cam here to help you become a great UX designer. One really common question is, how do you work with stakeholders? First, let me define stakeholders. In UX design, you work with many different people. Mainly you work with your team, which will probably have a product owner and a product manager, or both, or one or the other. And a product owner is somebody you directly work with, and they sort of like supervise your work to making sure that you're on meeting targets. And then you have a manager above. But you also have a UI person, a user interface designer, or user interface person who's a professional in that field, and they perfect your design and actually create it. And then there's the coding people, the developers, and QA, which is like the quality assurance of the standards. The code is working fine, it's been tested, everything works technically. So they're just some direct stakeholders. Then you have the customer that you're making the new design for. So they're the external stakeholders. Then you've got senior management, you've got directors, you've got finance. You've got all sorts of people that you work with. They're all your stakeholders. But how do you work with them? Because there's a lot of people and you need to know who's the right person to talk to, who's the right person to work with. So the first thing you do is define the project goals early on. So what is the problem we're trying to solve? What is exactly wrong with the product as we speak? Is who's going to do what and how many people are going to be involved in this project? Because out of the whole team, an external team, stakeholders, who's actually really interested in what you're about to do? So just define the key people, that might only be 3 or 4 people rather than many people. Identify the key stakeholders. So you've identified the key people for the roles, so who's going to do what, and then you identify the key stakeholders, in your customer base or the company you're designing for. Who is the key people or persons that you need to engage with? So you're limiting it to on an almost need-to-know basis. So you don't want too many cooks spoil the broth kind of thing at this moment when you're starting off the project. So you want to know who you report to in your team, what the roles are, who's the developer, who's the UI, and then amongst the stakeholders, you want to know who is it in that company that you're going to be showing your designs to. So that's the next thing. Then you've got to get buy-in. So you've got to make people understand your role. Who are you? And you'll be amazed that even today, after UX career and the space has grown so much, people still don't know much about UX. And you may be sitting there as a UX designer with stickies on the wall, and somebody will pass by and say, who's that guy with all those stickies on the wall? What's he doing? And people still don't know much about UX or the importance of UX design. So sometimes you just be friendly and go and meet people and say, hi, I'm the new UX designer, and I'm here, I'm really excited. I'm here to improve designs of X, Y, and Z. So I'm here to do this. Be really specific about what you're doing here. And then next time you meet them in the corridor or having a coffee, they know who you are. So introduce yourself to everybody around you, that I'm the UX designer. I'm the guy that does the designs. Make them understand the user. Now, this is really key because developers have their own mindset. It's very technical. Management have other priorities. They're very busy with other things going on. And it's hard. Sometimes people forget the needs of the user. So you need to remind them, we're here, we're creating this design, not for necessarily directly for profit, not because it's pretty, not because I think it's good, but because the users say this is what they want. This is the user need. This is human-centric design. This is what the users are asking for. So make that clear that I'm here for the user. We're all here for the users, and we want to build empathy into our services and products. So then you take the stakeholders on that user-centered design journey. So you show them your mock-up, show them your sketches, say, look, this is what I've done, this is why I've done it, we found this is quicker, this is 10 seconds faster than the previous design, we've got a better click-through rate now, people are navigating, so you do tests, user tests, usability testing, so you do things like heat maps or click testing, and you can see where they've clicked, and you can prove, and that's what you need to do. Basically, your developer, your boss, your manager, your product manager, your client, your customer. Everybody's going to want to know why. Why did you do this? Why did you change the color? Why did you add this button here? Why did you change the design? Why is it so different? You have to just, as long as you can justify it, they usually, it's easier to sell it to them. There may be tweaks you have to do after that, and that's all about the negotiation. But that's something that will happen anyway. People won't always agree with your design. You need to reasonably explain why you believe it's the best, but there will always be flexibility, and you have to work with the developer because developers have needs. They can't technically do everything that we design, and they have time constraints. Your management or your director may have budget constraints and think, this is going on too long, it's costing too much, we need to stop this project now. So everybody has their own limitations, and we need to appreciate that. And that's where teamwork comes in, working with stakeholders, working as a team, and that's how we create great products and design. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and click the notifications bell so you get every time we post you a new video.